Candy, and I'm about to speak on it. No, I'm joking. I'm not about to speak on it. I really just wanted to say I do appreciate Keith Lee for stopping by our restaurant and trying to show us love. It is very unfortunate that we couldn't serve him and his family. We would have loved to, okay? But he's right. We don't take to-go orders on the weekends, and the simple reason is because we do love and appreciate the people who come and support our restaurant. On the weekends, we get a lot of community support, people in our city that show up for us, as well as a lot of people from out of town. So with that being said, we don't want to overwhelm our kitchen by having to, have such long times for the people who are actually at the restaurant, plus having to do to-go orders, because obviously that would make the wait times even longer. So that's the reason for that. For those of you, I saw a couple of people was like, why wouldn't they take to-go orders? Well, that's why. Anyway, with that, outside of that, I want to say thanks to Keith for trying to even show up to our restaurant and show us love. Thanks for trying to bring your family by. And maybe next time we'll still get a chance to serve you. Okay.
Yes. First of all, kudos to Candy Burris, Old Lady Gang, the restaurant Keith Lee went to there, and the Real Milk and Honey in Atlanta. And in his reviews, it was about the service, not the food, because he didn't get served. And the Real Milk and Honey, because Milk and Honey in Atlanta was trending, and that's not the restaurant. And I heard they're getting death threats for, I don't know why people would threaten to kill people because of a bad review of a restaurant. Just don't go there. This place is insane right now. When I say this place, this world is insane that somebody would threaten to kill people for bad service. You don't have to go. Just don't go. It's okay. It's all right. But Larry played a clip from somebody today talking about Keith Lee. Played Keith Lee so you could hear that. Go back on demand, 10 a.m. to noon. One of the best 2 hours on radio anywhere. Larry Daniel Favors show. As I was driving around, I was like, wow, okay. So on demand, you can go listen to that, right? And I invite you to. But she played a clip from a woman who basically broke down why, it's great. These restaurants have, obviously the reason why there's a wait is because the food is good. The food is good. Or people want to be somewhere where everyone says you're supposed to be. So the Real Milk and Honey, the food is supposedly good. So there's a wait. But Keith, uncovered some things that a lot of people are willing to put up with. And the clip that Larry played was by a woman who basically was like, this is why businesses fail, because they don't have systems in place, right? So you have a great idea, you have good food. If it's a restaurant, you're doing great. You got your grandmama's, peach cobbler. Everything is wonderful. The chicken recipe is great, but you don't have a system for when it blows up. So now you create these rules for why, no takeout, no this, no that. She said, but the rules are for your lack of system. So you're putting the onus on the patron to create your system for you, and that's not a winning system. And so when she brought up Chipotle, not Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, which y'all, if you've been to a Chick-fil-A, particularly in the South, it's always crowded, and somehow you get your food in 5 minutes, not 2 hours. They have a system. And so it begged the question for me that I want to really start to dig into, because it seems like we lack systems for how we put people up to run for office. It seems like there should be a plug and play. The fact that the Republicans have a Project 2025 1,000-page book that has gone back to the 80s that they just keep adding to and switching around and putting things in and out, but it's the same blueprint. That's a system. That's a system that got Trump elected. That's a system that has MAGA Mike in the Speaker's house, 2 beats away from the White House. He's third in line after Kamala Harris to be president of the United States. I'm just saying that out my mouth. That was a system, though, that did that. We got a lot of complaining. And she said something really profound. She said the people who need to have a system will probably not patron your place, because if I don't have 2 hours to wait, I'm not waiting 2 hours. I'm going to find something else to eat. The people who will wait 2 hours, she said, are just like you. So somebody that's willing to be basically abused, but they're going to give you all the hell and they're going to complain about it, but you can't be mad because that's you. That's exactly what you're doing. That's what you're attracting. And I thought that was really powerful. I want to talk more about that. Thank you, Amina. Her name was Yannick Tamara. And hopefully Laree will get her on the show because I think that was really powerful. But for me, Keith Lee was not about the reviews and how horrible Atlanta is with the restaurants and how people, it was about the chasing of the clout. Because at each place, once they found out who he was, they were willing to give him a seat, which means that the people that were waiting in line for 2 hours were still waiting. And he was like, no, I'm just a regular person. I'm not going to take a seat. And the one place he went that was also, I don't think it was Old Lady Gang, was another place that he went. It was a big wait. They decided they would do takeout. And he said, I will only take the takeout if you also do the takeout for everybody else. And he said they did, I'm not going to jump the line. So make sure everybody else is taken care of. And he tips, like he gave a lady, he asked her, what did she make for the day? Cause he went to a bunch of different places and she said, 2,300 or 2,600. He said, okay, charge me 2,600. I want to double what you took in for the day. Like this is how he's rolling. And so I love that he comes in anonymously to these places, sends his family in first. So it's not like, cause he's now known, and the people at the real Milk and Honey found out, even though they tried to do a video like, who is Keith Lee? Well, you found out really quickly, ma'ams and sirs, that this man is not to be played with. But what I really love is that he's a person. He's not famous. He's not, well, he is famous now, but this is the thing. Like, we should all hold each other to the same standard. This is what I'm saying. We should all hold one another to the same standard. We should all hold one another accountable. And that's all he's doing. And like he said, I don't want any bad, people bad mouthing. This is my experience. I'm being honest with you. Can we just have that as a blueprint? I love that. I love him for that. All he's going around is eating. It's his opinion. He's going to tell you what it is. He's going to tell you the truth about it. He's not from there. Some people are mad about it, but don't be mad. Be accountable. And I want to applaud Kandi Burruss for not excoriating him, but accepting responsibility. And she's inviting him back. Let's get it to, like we're going to fix the problem. I love that. Cardi B got in on it. Maybe we'll play a little bit of Cardi B because she was ridiculous. Maybe we'll save some of this for Friday too, but play a little Cardi B. She got in on it. Play it.
Like, first thing first, right? I feel like Atlanta restaurants, they don't like to make money. I feel like they don't like people. They don't like their customers. They just don't fucking like it. First thing first, right? You could barely order in Atlanta restaurants. Like, you go like, hey, I would like to make order. Oh yeah, we don't take orders. We don't take orders. It gets to the point that I literally have to I have to tell like people that order food from me, like, can you just name drop my name? Because first and first, they don't do no pickup orders. They don't do deliveries. They just don't do shit. Second, Atlanta restaurants, right? They be closed on the most random shits. Like, it's like, you look at you go looking for a restaurant on Google and it's like, oh, this shit look good. Oh, they closed. What do you mean? Y'all just closed Monday through Wednesday? Or they'll just have the most random days closed. Like, oh, they close on Tuesday. Or like, it's just the most random shit.
Okay.
Like, it's like,
all right, you got the message.
Bread,
there's a lot of more. All right, Smith, a lot of expletives and a lot of first things first, even though she keeps going. I don't think she understands the concept of first things first, but I'm gonna move on. 866-801-8255. I too have verbal tics, so let me hold myself accountable.
I run my fingers through her hair as she smiles and says that she loves me. Isn't it lovely when the one you're lusting is the one